Alright guys, so we've got something a little bit different here. This is from a brand I've not checked out before, so I'm hopefully going to pronounce this right. So I'm going to call it Agelocer. So this is the packaging it comes in. Pretty nice. So we've got the branding embossed on the top, and then we've got this stitching as well. So we've opened it up, quickly show you what else you get in here. So we've got the watch there. This is something pretty special, but we'll pop it to one side for a second. And I'll very quickly go over what else is in here. So we've got the warranty card there. So you get a 2-year warranty on this. You've got the cleaning cloth, and then we've got this little tag, which has got the model number on. So this is actually slightly different version to the one I was expecting to get. I'll quickly talk about that in a bit though. And here's the actual watch. So as I said, this is something pretty different, pretty unique. So they actually call this a Sports Tourbillon. Not something I've come across before, but if you're not keen on this one, they do actually have a more standard kind of dressy one. But before we go into more detail, let's go over the dimensions on this. So we've got a diameter of 42mm, a thickness of 10.3, lug width of 22, and then the all-important lug to lug is coming in at 49. So not too bad dimensions wise. When it comes to the weight, we've got 95 grams, so that's because this is on a rubber strap. Again, if you go for the more standard version, the more dressy version, that comes with a leather strap instead of rubber. But again, I'll probably pop up some pictures on screen so you can see the comparison between the two, and I'll leave links down in the description to both. But essentially, they are the same watch, just with a slightly different case design and different straps. So let's get a zoom in on the dial and talk about this in a bit more detail. So obviously we've got a skeletonized watch here, also with that tourbillon. So again, pretty unique, skeletonized tourbillon in a sports style watch. Not something I've seen before. If you have before, let me know down in the comments, because I would be interested to know. So we've got that Agelocer branding at the top there, at the 12 o'clock, and then we've got the markers around the outside. And if I just turn it on the side slightly, you'll probably see in a second, we've actually got minute markers in there, although they're not all that easy to see. Yeah, so you can probably see a bit better there. So they are there, they're just not the easiest to see, depending on the lighting. But when it comes to the rest of the watch, we've got a nice signed crown here. But not only is it signed, it's also got this really nice detail on it. So it's actually got the brand name spelt around the outside of it. Not something I've seen before, pretty distinctive, again, which is pretty much the theme with this watch. When it comes to the case finishing, it's really nicely done. It's mainly brushed, which got these polished little details around the edge of the bezel and on the sides of the lugs as well. Little polished chamfer details. Again, nice attention to detail, and again, nicely finished. Quickly flicking around to the back, you can see the back of this movement is just as nice as the front. So again, attention to detail is really nice here. So you can see everything. You can see we've got that skeletonized section again. The fact that you can see right through the movement, see through the dial of the watch. Got 25 joules on this. So this movement is actually an in-house movement apparently. The A9001. So as I said, 25 joules. It's also hand winding, doesn't hack. 80-hour power reserve. Got the usual kind of specs around the outside, so stainless steel, the fact that it's 50-meter water resistant. When it comes to the strap, as I said, it's a rubber strap. You've got the branding on there. We've also got it on the back of the buckle, which is interesting. And then we've just got the logo on the outside, which I do like that logo. And then if we flick it over to the front, we've also got the branding on the front of the strap as well, which may put some people off, but I personally don't mind it too much. So let's quickly zoom out and I'll show you what it's like so you can see it all. So I'm not zoomed in too much, you can see what you're actually getting if you do decide to pick one of these up. So you can see that strap does actually integrate around the case, so it does help conform to wrist. And it is a really soft, comfortable strap, as you'd expect. But now let's check out whether we've got sapphire crystal on this, using the trusty Diamond Selector 2. So, yep, we have got sapphire crystal. Quickly flick it over and try out the back. And yep, we've also got it on the back, which is always good to see. Not something you always see as well, but given the price of this watch, which we'll get onto in a bit, you'd expect it. So it is nice that it's there. So now, let's check out what the Lume's like on this. So you can see we've got a little bit there already, but let's charge it up, give it a proper chance. So the fact that we've got Lume on this at all is a bit of a surprise. When it comes to tourbillon watches, they tend to be more dressy, so you don't normally tend to have Lume at all. So the fact that this has got any is a nice bonus, but I'll show you what it's like in a second, because you might be quite surprised. And here it is. So you can see we've got a mixture of two different kinds of Lume here. We've got BGW9 on the hands, and we've got C3 on the indices. So I was pleasantly surprised when I first tried this out. Is it the best Lume on a watch I've seen? No, not by any means, but for this kind of style of watch, as I say, to have any Lume at all is a bonus, and the Lume on the hands especially is really good. The Lume on the indices does fade a little bit, so it doesn't last as long as the hands, but as I say, the Lume on the hands lasts a surprising amount of time. It's really usable, so a nice bonus. So overall, I think it's a really interesting package, this. So you've got that in-house movement with the tourbillon, you've got the skeletonized dial, you've got a fairly simple case design, but I think that's what you want with the skeletonized dial and the tourbillon, otherwise it'd just be too much going on. You've got that nice interesting design with the crown as well, again not something I've seen before, and the fact that this is a sports watch with a tourbillon and it's skeletonized, again, it's just not something you see that often, if at all. So it's definitely a unique package as far as I'm concerned, but as I say, if you know of anything similar, please do let me know, because I would be very interested to know if there is anything else even remotely like this. And it is just as good looking from the back as it is from the front, I think, and the fact that it's sapphire front and back is also really nice. Just quickly show you can see right through it. It is a really good looking piece. Something different, something unique. Is it the most legible? No, it's not, but you kind of expect that. That's just par for the course with the skeletonized watches, unfortunately. I don't know why brands don't use slightly different colours on the hands to differentiate from the dials more, but it just doesn't seem to be a thing. So you're probably wondering, how much is all this going to cost you? So at the time of filming this, there's actually a discount code or a sale or something on at the moment, so it's going to be £966, $1,195 and €1,094. Yes, that is quite a lot, but you are getting quite a lot for your money. You're getting an in-house tourbillon movement, you're getting skeletonized dial, you're getting dual sapphire crystal front and back. It's just a really unique package. I don't think there's a lot out there you can actually compare it directly to. And in terms of tourbillons generally, they tend to be more expensive anyway. So I think it justifies its price. But let me know, do you agree? So all that's left to do now is show you what it's like on wrist, and then we'll wrap this up. So this is what it wears like on my 7-inch wrist, and I do really like the way it looks. It does conform to wrist nicely, with that pretty short lug to lug, and also that rubber strap being integrated conforms to wrist nicely too. Really comfortable, really soft, and it's just a good looking piece. I do like the little polished details here and there, with the polished chamfers and the polishing around the edge of that bezel, just catching the light nicely. And obviously that tourbillon movement, it's just really good looking. If you've got a tourbillon watch, you just can't help but stare at it. It's just, it has to be done. And this is one of those pieces that is definitely going to be grabbing attention if you're wearing it out and about. People are going to ask you about it. People are going to want to see it. It's just an interesting piece. It's a conversation starter. All the little details, like the detailing on that crown, it's just a quality, well-made piece. And it's really interesting, as I say. But question is, would you be willing to pay this kind of money for this kind of watch? Yes, it's Chinese made. If this had some other kind of branding on, or if it was made in a different country, would you even think twice about it? I suspect for many people, they wouldn't even question the price if it was made somewhere other than China. If you are interested in picking one of these up, link will be down in the description as always. Hopefully you've enjoyed this, something a little bit different. Don't worry, I'll be getting back to some more budget watches after this one, but I just thought this was an interesting one to check out. But that's it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.